All right, guys, the Green Bay Packers are back at practice today for training camp day 7 after a day off yesterday. They practiced today, tomorrow, and also Thursday, then a day off, then family night on Saturday. So you know what that means. I have a bunch of highlights from warm-ups as well as some more 11v11 clips to react to and break down for you guys in this video. Again, shout out to Kellen, our man over there at training camp, getting us these 11v11 clips, which are usually hard to come by. So massive shout out to him to be able to bring that to this channel for all of us to enjoy and watch. Also, shout out to all the beat reporters for the warm-up clips that they are allowed to record. I have all their links down in the description. I would highly suggest going down and clicking that subscribe button if you do happen to be a new viewer. You won't regret it because you're going to find everything Green Bay Packers here on this channel. Every day they practice, there will be content coming out on this channel to keep you updated, to keep you in the loop with everything Green Bay Packers, from highlight videos to training camp recaps, salary cap updates, roster news, all that. You'll find it all here on this channel. Quickly wanted to go over some roster news right before we dive into these clips. The Packers cut 3 players before today's practice. Kicker James Turner, with Anders Carlson and Greg Joseph kicking so well so far. Fullback Henry Pearson, a little bit of a surprise here, but Tyler Davis, returning and practicing well, maybe made Pearson expendable. And then also cornerback Zion Gilbert. So since they cut 3 players, they also signed 3 players. They signed cornerback Don Callis, who's actually a rookie tryout earlier this offseason. They signed cornerback LJ Davis, and they also re-signed long snapper Peter Boughton. So off the roster, only a few days here, so it seems like maybe they still want that long snapping competition there on special teams. So let's get right into it. The first clip is running back Marshawn Lloyd practicing, and this is important because this will be the first day he started practicing since training camp started. He's been out with a hip injury. We saw him during OTAs and minicamp, and he looked really good. He did look really good, but this is the first time he's returning. Now, only in a limited fashion, so he didn't go during team sessions. Expect that to kind of be a ramp-up period for guys returning, for them not to go into team sessions right away. Maybe we'll see him in teams during family night this Saturday, but they may just hold him out until the following Tuesday when practice returns. But you see him in pads here going through this warm-up drill, so really nice to see Marshawn Lloyd back. Another rookie returning is safety Ketan Oladapo, and I've just been waiting to finally see this guy on the practice field in the green and gold, because this is actually the first time we've seen it. He was out during OTAs and minicamp with that toe injury he suffered before the draft, a non-football injury. It seems he's finally back, and you see him working on his feet here. Doesn't look like the toe is an issue or bothering him at all, and the Packers likely were just keeping him out to make sure he gets to 100%. But both of the other rookie safeties, Javon Bullard and Evan Williams, have been off to a very strong and fast start. So Ketan Oladapo definitely behind those two right now, which is unfortunate because I think this guy has so much talent, and he might have a tall hill to climb in order to get any defensive snaps over Evan Williams and Javon Bullard. But hey, the more the merrier in terms of quality talent in that safety room. And so far, it's been like night and day in that safety room compared to last year. I mean, adding just a Xavier McKinney does that. But then the likes of Javon Bullard and Evan Williams, which are giving kind of the same vibe as last year's Tucker Kraft and Luke Musgrave in terms of 2 rookies, early on contributing. So I'm really excited for the safety room, and that includes, of course, Ketan Oladapo. Here's another clip of Marshawn Lloyd, because I know a lot of people love to see some clips of Marshawn Lloyd, as we haven't seen him since, OTAs and minicamp, and I've seen a couple comments saying, hey, where is Marshawn Lloyd? Of course, after I put out that clip of A.J. Dillon getting, slammed to the ground by Keyshawn Nixon in last practice, everyone's like, all right, where's Marshawn Lloyd? Because it's a little embarrassing at that point, but it is what it is. But I'm excited for Marshawn Lloyd, guys. I mean, shout out Wilmington, Delaware. I really want this guy to succeed, and I think he will. I think he has so much potential, so much versatility as well in this backfield, and really excited for this 3-headed monster that the Packers have with Josh Jacobs, A.J. Dillon, and of course Marshawn Lloyd. The report came out this morning that both the Giants, I think Cardinals and Broncos, offered Josh Jacobs like $4 million more than the Green Bay Packers, and Josh Jacobs selected the Green Bay Packers because he wants to go for a championship, right? And he just didn't feel that was possible with those other teams. So really cool to see that. Really intrigued by this running back room for 2024. Here's a clip of Jordan Love throwing a quick out route to Jaden Reed. And if you want to teach someone, correct footwork, just show them Jayden Reed, because this guy, I mean, look at his footwork here. Such fast feet, no wasted steps, nice little stutter and then a break to the outside. Again, just against air or against a coach, so no real coverage here. But nice timing throw by Jordan Love to Jayden Reed. I don't think I've ever been this excited for a group of wide receivers in my entire life. And that's saying something, because there has been some great rooms in Green Bay, especially in 2011. And honestly, I'm so excited for these receivers this year. Like, I'm ecstatic about all of these guys. Jayden Reed, Tay Wicks, Watson hopefully remaining healthy. Doubs has been great in camp. Bo Melton, Malik Heath, even Grant DeBoe's last practice making plays. So excited for these guys. Before we dive into the 11v11 clips I have from today's practice, I saw a couple more clips surface from Sunday's practice here on TikTok. Shout out to Packer Vids, where I saw this video first. And it showcases a couple plays we missed on Sunday. This one being a deep 9 route. Jordan Love to Romeo Doubs down the sideline over Carrington Valentine, going up and snagging that thing out of the air. I want to play that once more, because that's a hell of a catch. You see Doubs a little bit of a stutter step. Valentine doesn't get his head around in time. And man, Romeo Doubs has been great so far in camp. I mean, he's gotten the better of a lot of these cornerbacks. Even today, beating Jair Alexander in 1v1s 3 straight times. He's beat Carrington Valentine plenty. He's beat Eric Stokes, Jair Alexander. It makes sense why he's a lot of people's, most underrated wide receiver and their pick for, the top receiver in Green Bay this year. Another top pick, and my top pick, is Dontavian Wicks with just an unreal catch on the sideline here over Xavier McKinney, of all people. You see it kind of get tipped up, and the concentration to then snag that thing, get both feet down and make that a complete pass, man. Tay Wicks is definitely my pick for the number 1 wide receiver for 2024 in terms of yardage, which may not be everyone's pick, but man, he just reminds me so much of Devontae, and I just know the potential there. And it's not downplaying the rest of the guys. I'm just extremely, extremely high on Tay Wicks for reasons such as this. All right, so now into the clips I have from today's practice. So like I said, I just showed those 2 plays are from Sunday. Now we're into today's practice, at least the clips that I have. And here is kind of like the first massive run from Josh Jacobs here in camp. We see kind of a misdirection handoff to the left, nice cut to the outside to the right, and then off to the races to the end zone. Now, it is kind of like half tackling in practice, so maybe he gets tackled there. But you know what? Another thing to note here, a lot of Tyler Davis. You see him starting in motion here. Now that Henry Pearson's gone, there's been a lot of Tyler Davis in first team, and that's obvious with, Tucker Kraft being out, but he's been blocking very well. Tyler Davis has looked very good, which is a surprise to see him, on offense, looking good like that. But that's good. Having depth in that tight end room is great. Let this play one time through again. You see, Josh Jacobs, just great ball carry vision, great burst, great speed to the outside and up the sideline. Again, probably would have, not gone for an 80-yard touchdown or whatever this would be, 36, 37-yard touchdown. But still, nonetheless, a nice run from Jacobs here. Here on this play, we're going to see the Jordan Love to Romeo Doubs connection. I've been saying Romeo Doubs has been great in camp, and you'll see it here. So we see Love under center, takes a snap, kind of a boot action to the right, and Doubs on a crosser, just burning Carrington Valentine, catching it, making a quick spin move. Probably would have beat Carrington Valentine with that spin move, if we're being honest. But nonetheless, Romeo Doubs just simply keeps getting open and just simply keeps coming down with the football and making big plays. Let's play that again here. We see him on kind of like a little bit of a double move, kind of threatening outside on Carrington Valentine on the outside here, almost kind of showing, hey, I might run a corner. We see him on the bottom of the screen, and then cutting underneath on this crosser and simply just beating Valentine in man coverage. I've noticed that a lot with the Packers' big plays so far in camp. A lot of them have been crossers because the Packers are in man coverage, so that's something to monitor. Obviously, we want to see more man coverage, but it is susceptible to getting beat by routes such as this. I mean, it's very hard to track a receiver all the way across the field, especially if there's great blocking like there is here with a kind of like a max protection rollout off play action. I mean, that would be a big gain in a real game. Similarly to the Cowboys game when Love and Doubs just absolutely went off. Nice play here by the both of them. Here's an awesome play. It's going to be Jordan Love fighting Jayden Reed for a touchdown on a scramble drill type of play. We see Love in an empty set here. Reed closest to him on the right side in the slot. So once the snap is taken, Love's going to climb the pocket, then scramble right away from Kenny Clark and find Jayden Reed in the back of the end zone for a touchdown. Something important to note here, watching Jayden Reed out of the slot, he's kind of set up to do a crosser, but once he looks back and sees that play breakdown, he works back towards the quarterback, finds the open zone for a touchdown. And when I went over Jayden Reed's film from last season, and I made a video about it, that's why I said he's coveted to be a star in the NFL, because he's a quarterback's best friend, and you can see it here. I mean, you see it in practice, you see it on film. Jayden Reed is just so great at this. Whatever his route may be, right here you see him start breaking to the outside. When he looks back on that crosser, sees Jordan Love escaping the pocket to the right and says, hey, I got to get back to the right and get open for my quarterback. And Love doing an excellent job extending that play, throwing on the run, just a dart right into Jayden Reed, who finds the open zone in between, I think, the safety and also Eric Stokes on the right side. Let that play once more through here. Just a really nice, smooth play on what was technically a broken play for the Packers. Love to Reed for 6. Here's going to be another great catch by Romeo Doubs. I mean, that's just been a theme. We see Love in shotgun, Doubs on the right side of the field, matched up with Eric Stokes in the slot. Just a quick out route, a little bit high of a ball, but Doubs does a great job with late hands, going up, snagging that thing, getting both feet in bounds, and Love just puts it in a perfect spot to where only his wide receiver can get it. We see Eric Stokes on a kind of an inside shade here, so Doubs just takes the instant outside release into a speed out, and Love with a really nice timing throw to Doubs. Man, they've been connecting a ton in today's practice. Nice one there. On this play, we're going to see a great reaction by Xavier McKinney. So we have Love in the shotgun. You see Xavier McKinney kind of on the right side with the tuck jersey with the white undershirt. I believe that's Xavier McKinney. Love's going to try to find, I think it's either Wicks or someone of that sort on a crosser. And we have Xavier McKinney on a flat zone here in this coverage, but does a good job at getting back to, once he sees Jordan Love's intention of going over top. And, you'd love to see him come up with that ball. It's a dropped interception nonetheless. But Xavier McKinney, dropping from a flat zone, after seeing Doubs kind of locked up and getting back to that crosser, a little bit underthrown by Jordan Love as well. I think it was Jair trailing in coverage on that receiver. But nice to see Xavier McKinney just putting himself in the right place. Really would like to see him come up with this. You'd also like to see Jordan Love kind of diagnose that a little bit better, that Xavier McKinney's just sitting there. This isn't the 2023 Packers safety room. This is a Xavier McKinney who's one of the best safeties in the NFL. And you see why, man. It's just the IQ, the football IQ, putting himself in the right place at the right time. But definitely want to see him come up with that ball there. Here you're going to see an interception thrown by Jordan Love, and Eric Stokes coming up with an interception on Christian Watson. Man, I feel like I keep seeing this every time Jordan Love throws an interception. I'm not going to say it's not on Jordan Love, but that's just a very lazy route by Christian Watson. It almost seemed like the dude's running 50%. I mean, you guys let me know what you think, but Christian Watson, I mean, he's basically walking out there and just, at the top of the route, just stutter stepping, beating the drums, not really breaking down, not really coming back to the ball. It's an easy interception for Eric Stokes, who's had a great camp so far. I mean, I understand Jordan Love, the thought here, but man, Christian Watson just not helping him at all. Maybe Love could have went to Reed on that post. That probably would have went for a touchdown, but he probably also expected Christian Watson to break down on this deep hitch route, and he just didn't. And Eric Stokes, great job reading that. So yeah, interception by Love, but this offense defense fighting back and forth, you love to see it. Trial by fire. That's a great thing to see in practice. But man, Christian Watson, just like the Kalen King pick 6 the other day, kind of not really running a route as hard as he probably should be. Definitely a little bit of a concern there. Here on this play, you're going to see a stack of trips right, and it's going to be Luke Musgrave running a corner. And I see a little motion by Jayden Reed here. Tay Wicks, Jayden Reed, Luke Musgrave on a great combination route system there. And Musgrave just drops a wide open touchdown. You hate to see it. Musgrave is good in camp today in 1v1s, beating Xavier McKinney a couple times. But you got to come down with this, man. I really love this route combination. Motion to a underneath slant by Reed. Wicks on a deep out, and then a levels to a corner route on Luke Musgrave. And that got wide open. We're going to see this in the 2024 season, this little package here on the right side after that quick motion. this combination into a levels on the outside. Man, Musgrave, you gotta come down with that one, man. So those are all the clips I have from day 7 of Green Bay Packers training camp. Again, massive shout out to Kellen for providing these clips, allowing us to showcase them on this channel to show you guys some 11v11 footage. We usually don't get this much during training camp, so very fortunate to be able to see all of these clips and actually start to see practice if you're not able to go yourself. I just wish the Packers would film it themselves or have media film it and just post the clips. That would make it so much easier, but because that can't happen, I'm here to show you guys the clips when I can. If you guys did enjoy the video, please leave a like down below. It supports the channel a ton. As you'll notice, it's hard to come by these clips. I do my best to give you guys as much content as possible. So if you could just go leave a like, leave a comment, it would be greatly appreciated. But I'll catch you on the next one. Packers practice tomorrow and Thursday, so be on the lookout for videos on practice tomorrow and Thursday as well. I'll catch you on the next one. As always, go Pack Go.